Hi, good morning. It's Monday, October 23rd, and I had a slow start. It was raining this morning, kind of like a mist rain, and it's a nice change because the last few days have been very hot. We were like in the 90s, and apparently it's gonna cool down and then it's gonna get hotter again and then maybe cool down for the rest of the winter. So I had a slow start of my morning. I actually took a nice warm bath, and then after that I made it's 1:30 p.m. right now, and then I made my brunch. I made some salmon rice, avocado, kind of like a sushi bake. And then at 11:30, I had a quick interview. Yes, I actually had an interview with this company that I interviewed already last month. But that was actually one of the jobs that I went to the final interview for. But at the very end, I got rejected. A little bit of a background on this company. I applied to a couple of roles last year. I also interviewed with them last year. So the recruiter is very familiar with me and my skills and my background. And last year too, I interviewed, did really well in my interview, but they offered the job to an internal candidate. And then, I kind of forgot about them. I'm just like, whatever. And then in September, I saw a role. It was for a blog coordinator or a blog project manager. So I applied, and it was the same recruiter as I spoke with last year. So when we got on the phone, she was like, "Didn't you like apply and interview with us last year?" And I was like, "Yes." And I'm so happy that you remember me. So she remembered me. So she helped me out. Then I interviewed with the managers and team members, and then I interviewed with a client. Like, because they are an agency, they have clients. So my last interview with the position was with a client, and I felt like that went really well too. But unfortunately, they decided to go with a different person, and I was just kind of like, you know what? Maybe it's not like meant to be to work in this agency, and like it's a marketing creative design agency. And so I was just like, maybe it's not meant to be, because I keep getting rejected. I mean, I keep getting interviewed. The interviews are like great. They end up going well, and I just don't end up getting the offer. And I was just like, you know what? Whatever, right? I was just like, moving on. And then last week, the same recruiter reached out to me, and she's like, "Hey, I have this I have this opening, this role, and would you be interested?" I said, "Sure." So she sent me the information. I pretty much have experience and like pretty much align with the job description, like things that I've done in the past. So we hopped on the phone today just to kind of go over the job description and if I had any questions. And then she basically set me up for the interview with the manager tomorrow. So they're moving quickly to fill out this position, and they want this position or they want someone to start by like November 6th. So that's 2 weeks, or like this week and then next week. So they're trying to move quickly. And I told my husband that as much as like it's exciting and humbling for her to like reach out to me and think about me for this role, and I'm actually kind of just like, it's just because I don't want to get my hopes up. So I'm going with that mindset. That was my morning, and I've been editing so that I can get ahead of my schedule. And then it's 1:30. I'm probably gonna just take an hour break. And then if I still have like mental capacity, I was going to start my the course that I paid for that I mentioned in my last vlog, which you'll hear actually, because once that vlog is up, I'm editing this one for this week, and then you'll see it. You know, you get the gist of my schedule. So yeah, I'm planning to get started on the course. Hi, it's Tuesday. I think it's already like 3 p.m. and I had my interview today. It was at noon. It went really well, and like I mentioned in an earlier vlog or snippet, I am just taking things easy. I don't want to expect too much and then just get disappointed. So I think for me, as long as the interview went well, which I think it did, and I tried my best, I'm just moving forward. But now I'm working on my computer, and it looks like this right now. I just opened it up. It's my Mac, and I'm updating the RAM, the memory, so that it could be faster. I noticed that when we did the last update for the operating system, it slowed everything down, and I understand why, because I only have 8 gig for my memory. So that means if I have a lot of windows that are open, that's gonna take up a lot of the memory of like processing. So I decided to update it to 32 gigs. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm watching a tutorial from my laptop of how to move things around. So that's what's going to keep me busy in this afternoon. It should take about an hour and a half, apparently.
Once you've removed the retainers, you can lift the drive up from the bay and detach the SATA connector holding it in. It'll be a matter of finding the right angle.
Okay, so it's probably been about an hour, and I had my headband on because my hair was getting in the way and I started sweating. There was 2 parts here that was really difficult. I honestly almost gave up and just be like, you know what, I'm just gonna get someone else to do it. But I'm trying to be financially savvy and don't want to pay $150 to change my memory if I can do it. But so far, this is the table that I'm working with. So I basically remove everything from back here that you saw earlier. It's now in like different pieces, and I'm actually working on this. I think it's called like a motherboard or something like that. And the memory slots are right over here. So I'm gonna work on that right now. I'm so oily. Look at my face. I mean, I'm super shiny because I've been sweating. Look at my face. Please don't mind it. Actually, I don't know. Yeah, it's a little oily, but you know what? I kind of like it. I look healthy. Okay, it's all complete. It's booting up. I just gotta clean the screen a little bit, and I tested it. Everything works. I just now have to test how fast it is, I guess, how quick it processes things now when I have like multiple browsers and things going on at the back. But yay. Morning. I was gonna go to yoga class this morning at 6 a.m. but my alarm went off and I just wasn't feeling it. My body was a little bit achy from yesterday's yoga, and today's yoga was going to be a hot yoga. So yeah. Anyways, I'm still in my pajamas because it's been cold, which is nice. I'm not gonna complain because it's been hot. It was hot last week and it just started getting cold the last 2 days. It's a bit foggy outside. But I'm excited because I did my skincare. I've been breaking out because I've been bad. I was really bad with sugar last week, and that's probably because I'm about to get my monthly, my period. So, anyways, ooh, you can see there's some clothes there. It's not very aesthetically pleasing, but I need to fold those clothes. We did laundry yesterday. Anyways, but I woke up really excited this morning because I got my package from Olive Young. It's a Korean skincare company, and I knew I needed to add a few things into my routine, and because I feel like I was struggling with like dullness, and so I ordered a few things. Actually, I ordered 3 things, and I'm gonna show you what I got. First off, I put it here. I got this Medi Heal pads, but I got the white one. There's different kinds. I got the white one. This is Phyto Enzyme peeling pad, and you can use this day and night, but basically it helps with various skin troubles due to external environment and stress. That's what it says here. I'm reading it, but apparently it's good for your like pores, blackheads, whiteheads, and it's a peeling pad, so it helps also exfoliate your skin. So usually for exfoliation, I use physical and chemical. I interchange between the AHA, BHA. This one is from Beauty of Joseon. And then if I feel like I need like a physical exfoliation, I use the Eminescence. It's an organic strawberry rhubarb like scrub. It has lactic acid on it. That helps basically with exfoliation. So I would use this. This is still a lot. I hardly use this one because like I just like chemical versus physical exfoliation. So but I interchange between the two, but mostly I use the AHA BHA one. But I've heard a lot of great things about this one, so I'm gonna give it a try. And then my issues with my skin is my pores, especially around like this area right here, and then my nose. And then so there's like whiteheads, blackheads, and then I have a lot of texture. So I've been kind of figuring out what works for my texture. And so I heard about this. This is the Numbuzin 3. This is skin softening serum. Apparently this one also helps with blackheads, whiteheads, and texture. So I'm gonna give it a try. I used it this morning, so it feels like my skin feels really soft and like supple. So I probably won't see too much yet on the texture because I just used that this morning. So, and then I realized that I haven't been using vitamin C. So I got me some vitamin C as well. And vitamin C helps with like dark spots. And I have a lot of breakout, like right here. I had a huge giant pimple here. You could still see it. So, and then as I said, I've been breaking out. So you can see some like dark spots here from the breakout. And then I also have like, I guess they're like freckles, but those are also could be, I don't know if I have some this side. I guess there's some discoloration on this side. especially around here because I do break out around this area because I've been bad the last 2 weeks. And when I say bad, like really bad with my sugar intake. So I've been making Thai iced tea, and that one, I have to say, as good as it tastes, it has a lot of sugar because you put 1/4 cup of sugar on the tea base mix, and then you use 2.5 tablespoons of condensed milk, and then you use evaporated milk. So I drink that at least twice a day in the last week and a half. So last week and then this like early start of this week. Last week I probably drank it 4 times out of the 7 days we have in a week. So you could just imagine how much sugar I've been taking in. And then I got into Vietnamese coffee at that later end of the week last week, and then beginning of this week and over the weekend. So that also uses condensed milk, and there's a lot of sugar. And don't forget about the bundt cake that we got. And so I was eating that a lot over the last few days, and my skin does not like it. The breakouts is signaling for me to slow the F down. So anyways, I've just been dealing with, my breakout and stuff like that. And I'm getting hungry. This morning, I didn't even make, get to drink some water. This morning, I didn't make any Thai tea or Vietnamese coffee. I actually made matcha. So, gonna try that out. I use honey dough for my matcha. And then I'm getting hungry, so I'm gonna make breakfast, but probably I'm gonna get out of my pajamas because my plan for today is do my courses, like work on my courses. Hello again. I'm a little bit put together now, and I'm so hungry. It's 11:28 right now. That's why I'm so hungry. I haven't made food. I'm making rice right now. I'm making bacon, rice, and eggs, which is like the easiest and I guess quickest meal I could put together for like breakfast, lunch. I've been in front of the computer since this morning because I wanted to test out my iMac that I upgraded the memory for, just to see how quick it responds now, especially if I'm working on a couple of things. Hey guys, it's Thursday. I just got out of yoga. I almost didn't go again today, but I told myself I always feel good. That's always the case. So I'm now gonna head to get myself Vietnamese coffee. My sister sent me a link on Instagram about this shop called Lee's, and they have Vietnamese coffee with taro cream topping. So I'm gonna go check it out, and probably if they have like Vietnamese sandwich, I'll probably grab one for breakfast as well. Just here. These sandwiches. These are my favorite. They're called pate shot. It comes in pork and chicken. And then they have a big menu. Okay, so of course we gotta try. I actually have been to this place before. I didn't go in. I had my husband come in to get Vietnamese sandwiches. All right, I'm gonna give it a try. Ooh, the taro ube. Ooh, there's a moth in here. The taro ube like cream on top is delicious. It really does taste like taro. Oh my gosh. I found another favorite. Oh my gosh, that's good. Also, they have my favorite Vietnamese pastry, which is pate chaud. I think that's how you say it. It's kind of like French influence, right? Because of the occupation. But it's these like little puffs, kind of like a croissant, and inside is, ooh, they're warm. Inside there's actually I'm gonna have one. I'm so excited. You guys, I get really excited when there's like good food, you know? And then inside it's actually stuffed with like meat. So it's kind of like a meat pie. Their version of like meat pie, but it's so delicious. This one's the chicken. They have chicken and pork. Oh my god. I don't know how they make this, but it's freaking bomb. There's the meatball. So good.